Okay guys, we're going to take a closer look at these. We have the P108 on the left and the P801 on the right. We'll go over some of the specs and details for you guys real quick, get that out of the way. First we'll talk about the 801. Blade steel on this guy is 14C28N. They actually list the frame steel, the type of steel you're getting on the frame is 3CR14N. They are both frame lock knives. The 108 has a beta lock, but we'll go into that when we switch over to that guy. Sorry about the focus here. If I can get it in focus. There we go. Where do we leave off here? Okay, the overall length of the knife. Overall length of the knife is going to be 7.87 inches. The closed length, which is also going to be your handle length, 4.49 inches. The blade length comes in at 3.39. The blade thickness comes in at 0.12, just a shade under an eighth. Works out to 3.1 millimeters. The width of the knife is about 5/16 of an inch, 7.9 millimeters. Very thin in the pocket and still comfortable in the hand. Okay, the weight on this guy, my trusty kitchen scale here, was coming up at 4.2 ounces, I believe. Let's do it again and see. Yep, 4.2 ounces. 119 grams. At the 4.2 ounces, that's not too bad. It carries very nice. It's got the deep pocket clip all the way up to the edge, so pretty much nothing is sticking out of your pocket with this guy. And even at, you know, a little over 4 ounces, it's still just, it doesn't carry bad at all. Doesn't take up a lot of room in the pocket. Good design for that. The deployment here is a flipper. It's very, very smooth. You just barely run your finger across it. All I'm doing is just running my finger across it and it starts. But just with a little bit of extra oomph, it flies right out. Of course, if you use the thumb stud, because it is fairly close to the frame, it's still easy to get to, but it offers a lot more pressure against the detent, so it really loads up some pressure and flies out. You can get it to do that as well with the flipper tab, but you just have to push it a little bit harder. But it's a ball bearing system. Apologize, I'm not going to be able to get any close-up shots on that, but it's ball bearings in there and it really rockets out. A friend of mine made the comment, I showed it to him, and he said, "Man, that's like power steering." You know, so I thought that was a good analogy, but it certainly comes out smooth. Okay, the machine work, the fit and finish on this is outstanding. You can see there's a nice bevel, if my camera will focus, that runs the entire perimeter. There we go. On both scales, so it's very soft in the hand. There's no sharp edges on the corners anywhere. Even the lanyard hole has that bevel on both the inside and the outside of both scales, so it's not going to be rough on any type of lanyard that you're going to put in there if you want to. The blade centering is perfect. I have not touched this knife as far as the pivot adjustment. You can see there it's dead on. You get the high polished standoffs. You can see that the screws are not countersunk, but they are domed, and the machine work on them is very nice. You can see where the holes that were cut into the scale for the screws are perfect. There's no gaps. It's no odd shapes or anything. Same with the pivot ring, anodized blue to match the thumb stud and the pocket clip. The flipper tab itself is very smooth. The machine, just every surface on this knife is machined very well. Even the inside, back part of the blade tang. The jimping, once again, excellent machine work. Sorry folks, my camera is going crazy with the focus here, not doing very well. But the machine work there is nice. Anodization on all these blue parts is even, and it's actually got like a gloss or a high polish on the pocket clip. Nice recessed or milled cut for the pocket clip to nest into on the liner, so it's not going to pivot. Great knife though, guys. Great knife. Opens easy. Doesn't weigh much. Easy in the pocket. Lock up real quick. Take a look at that. A little early, but no worries. This isn't going to be a hard use knife, but certainly, certainly going to be a nice knife to have in your pocket. on the blade we get, the model number, serial number, which coincides with the number on the box. And then on the opposite side, the branding. If it will focus. Man, this is killing me. There it is. Alright, now we'll bring in the 801. Obviously it looks a little different shape. Has this locking contraption here on the frame lock. This is called a beta lock. It's what they're calling a beta lock. We'll go into that briefly. Give you the quick specs on this guy. Overall length is going to be 8.27 inches. Close length or handle length is going to be 4.72 inches. Blade length 3.46 inches. Blade stock thickness is the same at 0.12 or 3.1 millimeters. The width of this knife is 7/16 or 11 millimeters. It's the same width all the way down, just like the other. A little deceiving because of the relief cuts here, but it's the same all the way down. And the weight, just a shade lighter. Not too much lighter, but a little bit. 4.1 ounces, I believe. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. There we go. Well, 4.05. Go one more time. Okay, 4.05. Check that in grams, 116. So even lighter yet, but every other dimension is a little bit bigger on this guy. Get some close-ups, hopefully, if my focus will cooperate. You can see jumping on the lock there, not aggressive at all. Very nice machine work. There's the lockup. A little early once again. You can see that backspacer. I believe it's aluminum, painted black, and comes to this sort of point here, maybe for a glass breaker or something, but functional nonetheless. Okay, and actually these scales are milled. They took and milled away some material inside the frames portion and lock portion to lighten it, I assume. But I thought that was a nice touch too, especially for at the price point. The pivot, very nicely milled. Pocket clip, a little different design. Still get the milled interface here where it meets the scale, so it's not going to slide around or wiggle around on you. And this piece here actually provides your tension on the pocket. I believe this is bearings as well. I couldn't actually see in there. There's nothing listed on the website about it. But once again, it's very, very smooth. Comes out with authority. I like the fact that it does not have the thumb studs, and that the blade is pretty much concealed by the scales here. So it's very thin in the pocket. This one also carries well. There's some angular cuts here that's going to make it a little bit more comfortable in the grip. Angular cuts across the back as well. Very comfortable knife in hand. Once again, we get the serial number, blade steel, and model number on the blade, and then the branding here. But the kicker for these guys is the price. Focus. There we go. The 801, 25 bucks, guys. Bought it at a brick and mortar store. Even online, they're anywhere from $29 to $32, $33, $32.95, something like that. You absolutely are just not going to find a better machined knife for the money. The fit and finish on these blows away the Gonzos. The Gonzos are in that $20 range as well. It just, to me, it blows them away in terms of quality and fit and finish. This one a little bit more, coming in at about $39, but once again, very, very nice for the money. Won't be disappointed. Highly recommend these knives. Can't say enough about them. Once you get them in hand and see the details that went into these knives for the money, you'll be impressed as well. But that's my recommendation on these guys. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Alrighty, thanks for watching.